up and sit down.
Hello folks, Colin here, Festus 67's workshop, and welcome to Build the Legendary Cyborg ROBOCOP, issue number 21, from the wonderful folks over at Fanhome. Now, if you would like to get yourself one of these 1/3 scale, 2 foot tall Partworks, click this link all the way along here. Head over to the Fanhome website and get your very own subscription. What more could you want? 1/3 scale, folks. Right, in this week's issue of the magazine, we have got stop motion animation, frame by frame to immortality, and this is Ed 209. ROBOCOP's Nemesis, and this was all done with the stop-go animation. And those of us that know how stop-go was done, you could tell when you watched the film back that it was done in the stop-go way, a bit like Jason and the Argonauts, things like that. That was all stop motion, and it was what they did back then. And it's certainly interesting to re-watch these films and see how filmmaking was done, but also the fact that it's full-size models that they built. And as a scale modeler, I'd love to have sat there in this studio building that. So yeah, there you go. And there they are doing all the motion stuff and getting it ready to film. And then you got the data file there, the debate, stop motion versus CGI. I think there's room for both, to be quite honest with you. They both have their pros and they both have their cons, and I think together implemented in a film, I don't think you can go wrong. Just my personal opinion. There is this week's assembly guide on what we're going to be doing, which is still working on the left lower leg, and we're putting on the dressing panels now, the front panel, the knee joint, the kneecap, patella panel, that sort of thing. So we're getting to that part now where we're beginning to put all the closing panels now on the lower leg to hide all the screw heads, folks, because yeah. So that's what we're up to today. Shows you their whereabouts on your ROBOCOP we're working. So this is what this little blowout is. Just lets you see what we're going to be doing. And then obviously little caps to cover up the screw heads, things like that. Just makes it all look rather neat and splendid. And look at that, how that is coming together. And when you think this is only his lower leg, and those of you that remember the last issue will know, look at that, it's massive. And that's only that little tiny piece on your model, folks. Yes. So I don't think you're going to be disappointed with this. And he's going to guard my computer server that I've got at the back wall there. So when this is finished and all in place, I shall do a little in situ video of him guarding my PC server, because why not? With robotic precision, accuracy and application in industry. And this is where robots come into their own, especially in the automotive industry, as well as microprocessors and things like that in clean rooms. So you see a lot of these automated robotic arms. We used to have them where I used to work, and especially when I worked for HMSO and places like that, MOD and things. So yeah, you see a lot of that stuff. Quest for perfect security, and this is all about blockchains, bitcoins, things like that. Cryptography is the best way of describing it. So yeah, it just lets you see how that is all coming along. Blockchain is a data archiving system that promises to be able to eliminate intermediaries and make transactions of all kinds verifiable and secure. At 10, the technology aspires to change the status quo of the economy and potentially that of the entire society it supports. This is why it's become the subject of political and social discussion, not only technological. It's a bit like Cyberdyne systems. It's getting a bit scary. Yeah, the machines are taking over the world, and yeah, it's the whole cryptocurrency phenomenon that seems to be becoming a thing. Don't know, it's weird. I don't, yeah, it's one of them. And then this goes through and drills down how blockchain transactions are carried out, folks. So that's this week's issue. So we'll head back and look at what we've got for you today. So these are the dressing panels we've got. 21B, which goes down the front of his shin. 21A, which contains his kneecap. 21C, which is a little dressing cap. And some BM screws. So we'll get all of this ready for our assembly. Remember to keep your spare screws. They all go in a big bag at the end of the build, and I get to keep them because you never quite know. You might have an accident, you might knock RoboCop over, you might, lose a screw. So yeah, you've always got a spare. So let's grab the leg that you did on the last issue. I'm getting the giggles because, one, it's the weight of it, and it's the sheer scale of it. It's just phenomenal. And I will be going back and doing modifications at some point on this just to see whether we can dress up some of these details. So I haven't forgotten. So grab your first plate, which was 21B, and that will just fit along this leading edge, just like that, okay? And then you'll want some of your screws. So we'll just grab those and we'll give them an oil and get them in place. Luckily, these are nice and long, these, because you've got quite a curvature there in the plastic, and you want to try and pull it so that it conforms to the shape of the leg. So I'm going to put in the top screw first. And they're not going to be fully homed yet. We're just going to have a couple of bites on each so that we can start shaping this piece of plastic to the metal. Just in case it has gone out of line, we can realign it. I'll just do that so that I can see me screw hole. There you go. Actually, that one, being it's a single, can now go fully home. Bosh. Then we can pop that one in. Just get that back on the screwdriver tip there. Just like so. And then we can come back and drop that in situ, like that. And then we can now screw these two fully home now, like that. There you go. And that is already beginning to look rather splendid. So we've done those. We're now looking at his kneecap. And you've got two tiny little holes just here. And on the back of this, you've got two tinsy-wincy tapered pegs that just line up like so. And then this will push home, like that. Just press that into place. Turn the page, and that should leave us with a protective cap to go over this bottom screw head. And if you notice, there's a couple of little divots in the side there. You want to try and line them up with the divots on that side, but luckily for us, it's semicircular, so it'll only go in the one way, okay? So make sure your semicircle's lined up, and then press that in place. Just adjust that so that I can see it. There you go. There you go. That's in now. you go, and that's what you'll end up with. Okay, so already we've begun to dress this up now, and it's hiding all these mounting points that are underneath here. It's just making that look a lot neater. So that's what you're going to end up with this issue. So in the meantime, folks, if you want to grab one of these and build along with me, click this link all the way along there. Head over to the Fanhome website, hit the subscribe button, and get your very, very own RoboCop subscription going, folks. I don't think you're going to be disappointed in this, I really don't. So until the next video, stay safe and well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next issue. Bye-bye for now. Look at the size of this. Oh.